Internet, I do not know what to do with the information that I have just acquired. I was walking back to my office, and I heard Donna and Claudia and Hugo talking about me. But not just about me and Bradley. So apparently, Bradley likes me. I had to commandeer a nearby cubicle from a very confused-looking intern. I heard Claudia say,
"Yay, Panda Hat. Hugo's back."
Now, Hugo, what were you saying about how Brad loves Bonnie? He never struck me as the relationship type, and he always seemed to hate her. Yeah, they dated in college, and I don't think Brad has ever gotten over her.
Incorrect. Very incorrect. How does my hair look? Awesome? Yes. Donna asked how Hugo could be sure, and so he explained about my nickname and about how Bradley blushes whenever the name Ben comes up. But that could just be embarrassment or anger, right? That doesn't necessarily mean he has any positive feelings towards me, right? Then Hugo said that sometimes during movie marathons, Bradley will fall asleep on the couch and he'll say something about Ben in his sleep. Except that there's more than one Ben in the whole universe. For all I know, he could be dreaming about Ben Affleck, or Benjamin Franklin, or Pope Benedict XVI. Bradley actually does talk in his sleep. This one time, he said, "Don't put any sriracha in my orange juice. It makes my tummy feel funny." He actually did put sriracha in his orange juice. So this one time, the point is talking in his sleep is plausible. But I mean, even if the dream was about me, it was probably pretty nonsensical and or violent. Like, he was dreaming about sending a flock of unicorn termites to eat my face. Then Donna asked Claudia if Bradley had told me about these feelings. And Claudia said,
"Yeah, Hugo, weren't you telling me that he said if he went to tell her about his feelings, she would just mock him forever? After all, wasn't she the one who ended things before? You told me he asked how he could possibly go to the woman he always mocks and tell her that he loves her."
"What the F?" And then Claudia continued,
"You said you always see him trying to write out his feelings, but he only ends up with a waste bin full of torn paper. And then he hates himself for even trying because she already rejected him long ago."
"I didn't reject him. Also, how do they know the contents of the paper? Like, maybe he was just working on work or on his penmanship. We don't know."
He's always really upset after talking to her. He mutters to himself and paces around and picks at his nails. Except that time the four of us went to dinner. He was really quiet on the drive back, and he just smiled all the rest of the evening. And he started doing a lot more of that when they were working late nights together, but lately he's gone back to being upset.
It is true that Bradley tears off his fingernails when he's nervous or upset. Anna suggested that they all tell me about this since Bradley won't. And Claudia, traitor, said,
"Why? Bonnie has told me in no uncertain terms that she does not like Brad. She'd just laugh at how pathetic it is for him to still have feelings for her after all this time when she has made her absolute hatred of him abundantly clear. It's such a shame. He's so charming and funny and smart about everything except Bonnie. Could we at least tell Bonnie about this and hear what she'll have to say? She'd just laugh it off. You know Bonnie, she can never be serious. We should just try and convince Brad to give her up. I do love Bonnie, but I wish she could see herself realistically to see how unworthy she is of Brad."
And then they all went off to lunch, and I had to surrender the cubicle back to the business intern, who by this point was rather miffed with me. Normally, I would just say that this is a very not funny prank by Claudia and Donna, but the things that Hugo said are actually sort of possible. That night at the bar, he actually did leave the restaurant seeming in a pretty good mood, and I mean, I did too. Work gives us the opportunity to be on the same team, and even if we disagree about how to solve these problems, we're still working towards the same goal. I like being on his team. Okay, so I guess I could see how you could interpret our splitting up in college as my rejecting him, but we were both young, and a romantic relationship wasn't something that we could reasonably continue at that point. Or at least that's how it seemed at the time. For so long, I had assumed that that was it. That parting was it for us. But after that, I had just assumed that he was so mad at me that he would never even consider. This one time, he had like 4 finals in 2 days, and on the second night, he pulled an all-nighter, and he came to breakfast as a total zombie. And he was putting sriracha on his eggs, and his arm kind of zoned out, moved into orange juice, and being the wonderful and compassionate person that I am, I didn't say anything.
And it was hilarious.
And you could say it's a good thing that I didn't stop him, because that certainly woke him up. Sriracha plus orange juice equals better than coffee, right?